Hey, what's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bain, coming to you live right here at Coach's Corner, the center of the universe. Another installment of Rubbin and Grubbin, man. Every Wednesday, 6 o'clock, right here at Coach's Corner, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Man, I tell you what, got a lot to talk about this week on the show, man. Indy, you're going to get my opinion on that as we get into this, man. Indy road course race last week. But you know how we always do. We're going to go ahead and get right into it with the word of the day. So, last week's word of the day, let's see, was road course, which, figuring we raced a couple of them back-to-back, I'm sure that got said 100,000 times, which would probably make it very interesting to watch the show and to just drink beer. So, big shout out to that. But if you've never played along the way you play, Lauren's going to throw a word up there at some point in time. Whenever I say that word during the show tonight, you're going to take a sip of your favorite adult beverage, whether it be a beer, mixed drink, shot. As I always say, age appropriate for the kids as well. Go ahead, get some Kool-Aid, sweet tea, Coke, whatever. Every time I say it, take a big sip, stay up, run around, give your parents a little bit of hell tonight. Always have a good time. You can blame it on me up here at Coach's on Rubbin and Grubbin, man. So, tonight's word of the day is going to be, have no idea. Lauren's going to throw it up there. Like I said, every time I say it, drink along, y'all. Moving right into NASCAR news, man. I don't know if there's any bigger news out there really than A.J. Allmendinger coming home with that win at Indy. I mean, he set himself up great right there for the finish, put himself in position. The guys up front got to racing. Next thing you know, kind of, took each other out. He's in the catbird seat. Big win, man. Not even a full-time ride in the Cup Series. For him to sneak in and take one of these road course wins really changed the dynamic of what the playoffs could look like compared to what they do look like. So he just kind of eliminated a race win out there for a contender trying to lock themselves in, or a repeat winner getting those points. So big shout out, man. But hey, got to open up some eyes, man. The dinger's there. Somebody needs to go put this man in the car full time, man. Get him back in the Cup Series full time. That's all I'm saying, man. Hey, getting down to the nitty-gritty, man. We got 2 races left coming into the playoffs this year. For the end of the regular season, man, we got Michigan and we got that Daytona, traditional Daytona race right there for the cutoff. Restrictor plate, as we all know, anything can happen. Right now is the time to go out this week and get the job done, punch your ticket. Don't want to have to rely on having to go in a must-win situation there at Daytona. And there are a couple guys that after this week at Michigan could end up in that bubble, man, of a must-win situation. So we just got to keep an eye out with that and see how that plays out next couple races. But like I said, this week is the last real week to go get it done, not kind of leaving it in someone else's hands, because we all know at Daytona, right place, right time, wrong finish, man. So keep your eyes open for that. Hey, Bubba Wallace making a start this weekend at Michigan in the Xfinity Series, first start since 2017. I tell you what, I like the fact he's getting a little bit more seat time down there in the lower series. Might need to do a little bit more of that. Might help him a little bit, especially on the Saturday, Sunday races at the same track. So keep an eye out and see maybe if he ventures down, fills in some more. But he's subbing in there for Austin Hill, man, who is choosing to focus there on the Xfinity playoffs, Truck Series playoffs. He's in getting an early start. It starts a little earlier in the Cup Series, so getting a start on that, choosing to focus on that instead of that Xfinity ride, race. But hey, I tell you what, ready to see what Bubba's going to do out there at Michigan, man. Wide open, very fast. Might even go out and get a win, man. Who knows? It can happen. So, but hey, man, big shout out to everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't yet, please go like, share, follow all of our social media out there. We got a YouTube channel, Rubbin and Grubbin. Make sure you check us out on that. Subscribe, like, share, follow to all your buds, man. Just kind of keep you up to date on NASCAR and everything new. Got the Gram, we got Facebook, man, we got all kinds of stuff. But like I said, please go like, share, follow. All it does is help us make a bigger difference in the community with the charity events and the fundraisers that we do here at Coach's. Big shout out to y'all. Big thanks to y'all. None of that's possible without you, yourself, and you. So thank you guys very much, man. Moving right into the point standings. Not too much of a shakeup. Little bit regular season right there. As we all know, swap last week after that race. You got Kyle Larson leading, Denny Hamlin right there in second, Kyle Busch in third, William Byron fourth, and my man Chase Elliott fifth. And what the hell? We'll go ahead and throw sixth place in there too, and that's going to be the 22 of Logano. That's the swear bucket, man. So every time, you guys know I say a swear word, which that one wasn't that bad, but we're going to throw $1 into our bucket here. Checkered flag for charity. Explain that a little bit further as we go, but always doing good things right here at Rubbin and Grubbin and Coach's Corner as a whole, man. So, hey, couple places swapped around, but nothing major. Like I said, we're getting down to the last 2 races of that. Regular season champion also gets awarded points for the playoffs, and I hate to say it, but it looks like that 5 is going to be on the top of that. Already got the most stage points, already going to sit here, probably going to win the regular season. It's going to take a couple bad runs and Denny Hamlin to win a race and some stages, I think, to get by him, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. But playoff picture there again, Kyle Larson up top. You got Martin Truex Jr. sitting second, which, he's been quietly consistent the last few weeks. Got those 3 wins early in the season. Hasn't really been up front contending, per se. Led some laps there at Sonoma. Kind of got shuffled back in the late stages. There again this week, as we all saw, had some trouble, but still sitting second, so he's sitting pretty. Third, Candyman Kyle Busch, as always, man. As you guys know, Sean Er's favorite driver. Boom, sitting third. Guy that has been very consistent. There again. Can't really count this week. Had some trouble late in the race right there. We'll get into a little bit more of that as we go. But, sitting third. My main man, Chase Elliott, right there in fourth, absolutely doing what he needs to do. Now, there's some other aspects of what he has going on in that 9 camp we're going to get into in a little bit as well, that they definitely got to get fixed up, got to get tightened up, got to make some changes, or just got to get it in order, man, because we're shooting ourselves in the foot, man. We're costing ourselves some stuff, so it's making me angry. Fifth right there is going to be the 48 of Alex Bowman. So did swap around a little bit right there. Bowman jumped up into the top 5 for the playoff picture, and William Byron, with that run he had there against some trouble at the Indy Road Course, falls back to 6th place, man. So right now on the Bubba Watch, I tell you what, the 8 team of Tyler Reddick did a fantastic job going out and getting those stage points, and it was very interesting because we talked about it last week here on Rubbin and Grubbin. Who was going to take the strategy to go out and try to earn those stage points compared to the race win, right? And they did a very good job of doing all 3, honestly. Won the stage 1, stage 2, turns around right there, running, decent up front, top 10, top 12, and has some trouble there again, as a lot of folks did. Didn't really get the finish that he needed, but I tell you what, man, within striking distance, moves himself up to 15th, 16th place right now. Here's a name right here that is going to absolutely blow your mind. On the bubble, the last spot in the playoffs is Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick is sitting there right now, no wins, very dismal season, 16th, only 28 points or 29 points ahead of Austin Dillon, man. We got 2 races left. If Harvick does not come out and run good at Michigan, I'm telling you right now, he is on fire sticks, man, to not make the playoffs. His feet got to be burning because it is getting hot in that camp. He has got to go out. He has got to make this happen, or he very well might miss the playoffs. Now, after a season like he had last year, 9 wins and how dominating he was, could have easily had 11, 12 wins. The stage wins that he's won, to come out this year and not have a win at all, nobody would have thought that was going to happen. So there again, got to keep an eye out. Austin Dillon can easily go out and have a really good run, and Harvick has some issues, whether it's his fault or not, and I tell you what, it's going to cost him dearly, so got to keep an eye on that, man. Jumping right into one of my favorite parts of the show, the checkered flag for charity, man. I'm telling you, this is why we do this right here at Coach's Corner, and why John and Adele allow us to come up and do Rubbin and Grubbin, man. Checkered flag for charity. This year we're doing it for Help Save One of Our Own. So if you guys watch the show, as we know, we always donate that winning car number, and 16 AJ Allmendinger won. Anything under 20 is never good enough. $20 bill going right in there to Checkered Flag for charity, man. So with that, we've raised $3,432 right here on Rubbin and Grubbin alone, man. And that's something to be proud of for us. And all of that is possible because of guys like you, girls like you that are out here watching the show, patrons of Coach's Corner that come in to have beers, come in to bring their family, have food. All of this is made possible because of you guys, man. So you definitely need to pat yourselves on the back, give yourself a big round of applause, man. That's nothing to shy at. So, Help Save One of Our Own, local charity here, what they do is help families in need. They've helped up here at Coach's Corner with Randy Palooza. They've helped with Becca Bash. They've done so many things to help for causes that we have right here at Coach's Corner. and very supportive. So this year we decided, hey, we're going to help save one of our own, right? So raising money to throw into that charity for them to go out and do some good, as they always do in the local community right here in Savannah. So, hey, like I tell you guys all the time, pennies, nickels, dimes, 10s, 20s, 100s, 50s, does not matter, y'all. Whatever you got to donate next time you're at Coach's, make a donation to help save one of our own. Let your bartender, your waitress know, hey, I'd like to round it up to the nearest dollar, like to throw $5. You know, whatever. Like I tell you all the time, doesn't matter the denomination of money. What matters is the fact you're doing something to help better our local community. And honestly, in today's world, that's what we all need to be doing, man, is watching out for each other. So I tell you what, for some of the causes they do, just imagine if you were that family in need and what you would want people to do for you. And like I said, it gives you a little feel good to carry on for the rest of the time that you're here for a week or so. You know, you did some good. So like I say, always support. Come on in, help out the charity, help us, help save one of our own, man. Jumping right into my next favorite right here is on the who's hot and who's not list, man. And I didn't really get a long conversation of who was on the who's not, but we're going to get into a little bit of that later on here in just a few minutes. But as if it's any surprise on who remains number one on the who's hot list, it's Kyle Larson, man. I mean, there again, goes out, gets the road course win. There's Watkins Glen. Turns around this week at Indy back-to-back, and the guy absolutely is killing it, man. Absolutely killing it. You know what I mean? It comes out, leading the majority of this race, have that late caution there. Him and Elliott 1 and 2 come in, come back out, get shuffled back on that restart, still brings it home with a third place finish, man. I mean, the guy is absolutely killing it right now. Nobody's touching him. Nobody can beat him. Now we're moving into right here at Michigan, probably the best racetrack that he has in his whole career. You know this guy and this car and this team is going to come out and bring the best equipment, the fastest car that they have, the best driver right now in the sport. You might as well chalk it up, man. Starting from the pole, you might as well chalk it up. You might as well take the 5 in any pool that you got, because the 5's killing it. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Sean Urban here. Give me a little what's up, man. How you doing, bud? You doing all right?
Good to see you.
Oh, yeah, good to see you too, man. Oh, yeah, you know it. Go Dogs, baby. But, yeah, man, so that's going to do it with Kyle Larson. I tell you what, like I said, guy's phenomenal. Win at Watkins Glen, come out of Indy, absolutely very close to winning there as well. So, got to keep an eye out, on fire right now. Hendrick Motorsports, I had a couple teams in the Who's Not last week, kind of getting the ball rolling, other than some aspects that we're going to get into here in just a minute as well. But I tell you what, William Byron doing really good things, had a good run going there at Indy, got caught up in that curb, the curb from hell as I'm going to refer to it, man, because I tell you what, that was some bullshit. There's another one. I'm done cursing for the night. But I tell you what, they got to get something tightened up if they plan on going back there next year, which I really hope they don't. But anyways, we're going to get into that in just a few minutes as well. But Hendrick Motorsports, man, heating up. Like I said, they've got 3 drivers sitting right there inside the playoff top 5, and the 6th is sitting right outside. So out of the top 6 spots, they have 4 cars in that playoff, man. And I'm telling you right now, I've said it, I'm not going to bet the house on it, but you heard it here first. It is very possible there's going to be 4 Hendrick cars in the championship Final 4 when we get to Phoenix at the end of the season. When you look at the last 3 coming into it, and if they can make that Final 8, I'm telling you right now, as a camp, as a whole, I don't think anybody has anything for them if it gets down to that. So, going to have to wait and see. We got 12 weeks left to find out. So we're going to see if that comes true. But I tell you what, man, 3rd and 4th at Indy. And like I said, William Byron had a good run. Alex Bowman, so-so, but 3 wins there. You know, I just feel like these guys got momentum, having really good runs, man. Last but not least, a guy that I had to put on the hot list, and I'm going to break this down to you because he really does deserve to be on this list right now, and that's Matty D, man. That's Matt Benedetto. I tell you what, man, this dude right here is on fire as of late, man. In the last 5 races, this man has not finished outside the top 11. Coming from Atlanta in July, has not finished outside the top 11, right? And everybody's kind of writing him off, man. He doesn't have a Cup Series ride for next year. Future's kind of up in the air. I tell you what, even if he does have to kind of take a step back and go to Xfinity, this guy right here has got some wins coming in him. I think it's just going to getting him into that good equipment, getting him comfortable with himself as a driver, getting the confidence built back up in this young man, and getting him a good pit crew. I think this man could go out and contend with the likes of Kevin Harvick and the likes of Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson and Logano and everybody else. I really think this guy could, if he had a little bit better equipment than the Wood brothers. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's great. I'm just saying a little bit better, and maybe you can see some things that he could do. But whatever happens, I think a lot of folks need to keep an eye on Matt Benedetto, especially coming into Michigan, a Ford track, the home of Ford. I mean, come on, man. You know the Wood brothers want to get this win that they've been waiting so long to go ahead and get it done. Get Matty D that win. Come on, man. 21 might be doing it right here. So that's going to wrap it up for the Who's Hot. Brings us right into the Who's Not right here. Man, as I started on this last week, the Who's Not number one on that list is NASCAR, man. I really think that they dropped the ball this year, taking away the Brickyard. Now, I understand that this is scheduling issues, and they had to make this schedule up last year. It's not like they can wait till the beginning of the season and go, hey, we're changing this, changing that. We saw that with COVID last year just due to the pandemic and what they had to do to make this happen, and NASCAR got the biggest kudos ever, not only from me, but I think the whole nation of people here and worldwide, man. That was the first sport back on TV last year. They never really stopped. A few weeks, a month and a half, maybe max, and they had a system down and running races with empty, but TV ratings were great. Midweek races, Saturday races, double headers. It was a crazy year, but they did what they had to do. Now they dropped the ball with taking out the Brickyard, man. Hollowed ground. 1994 was the first time NASCAR got to race on it. Open wheel was their honey hole, man. NASCAR came there, raced on it, and now here we are taking it away for a road course. Man, you must have lost your mind. Now, I'm not going to say it wasn't interesting and it wasn't an interesting race, but as a fan, we all like a little carnage and a little drama, and we got plenty of that. The curb, that caused so many issues, and not only for the drivers, but for repairs, for the way the race played out. That changed the whole dynamic of that race and the drama at the end. So, and the restart. So I'm not going to say it was a bad race, but I would have much rather see the traditional Indy just due to the history and what went down there, man. That's all I'm saying. And here we are, 7 road course races a year. How many short tracks out there would anybody as a fan like these guys to race multiple times? We took a race away from New Hampshire. Now, I said it after we raced New Hampshire this time and we had the race shortened by 8 laps because of darkness. Man, throw some lights in there. Do something a little different. Instead of a Saturday night race, man, let's run a Sunday night race right there at New Hampshire, man. Throw another race back at New Hampshire, another little short track. Bring Rockingham back or something, man. Do something. Run another one somewhere else, wherever. But 7 road courses too much. I've said it a million times. I'm going to say it again right here. 2 true road courses. I don't care what they are. If you want to do 2 this year, 2 next year, 2 every 2 years, change it up. Do whatever you want to do. I could really care less about it, right? I think they're interesting, but 2 true road courses, Daytona Roval, Charlotte Roval, that's all they should have, period. Done. So with that being said, as I said, NASCAR number 1 on the Who's Not list. Definitely drop the ball, NASCAR. Y'all got to get it back together, man. Get it together. Get it back right. All right, guy we alluded to earlier, that's Mr. Kevin Harvick. As I said, sitting right now on the bubble, 16th in points, 28 ahead in Austin Dillon in 17th. The man might not make the playoffs. This is the guy who is similar to, I'm not going to say a Harry Gant in a way, maybe not that late in the career, but very similar to a guy that kind of came on later in his career, and Harry Gant's one that comes to my mind. So I tell you what, man. Won a race right there at Atlanta. We know that, the history after Dale Sr. passed, comes back and gets that race right there. Won some in between there at younger, but really started putting it on in, say, the last 10 years is when the man really started becoming super successful. Stewart Haas move, a lot of wins came then. So like I said, I don't know if it's stale and they got to make some changes, some crew changes, crew chief changes. I don't know if all the ducks were put into next year in this 2022 next-gen car. I don't know if Stewart put all the stuff into the SRX. I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know specifically what's going on in the Ford team. But there again, got to get it together. Now we're getting to the stuff I wanted to be talking about, man. Indy road course definitely dropped the ball on that curbing issue, man. Like, we should have removed that after the Xfinity race. Whatever, they're going to fly through there. Let them cause carnage to themselves. Don't be the reason why carnage happens, man. And when you saw guys going over that curb and it was ripping that splitter and ripping that under part of that car up, and guys are getting airborne, guys are wrecking big time, it's causing all kinds of chaos. It should have been removed there on Saturday, man, but I tell you what, they didn't. It caused chaos on Sunday. Not only did it cause the race to be red flagged numerous times, a couple times for 40 minutes, an hour, however long it was, it definitely dictated the outcome of the race, man. You had Kyle Busch, William Byron, Martin Truex Jr., Michael McDowell, Tyler Reddick. I mean, I don't know how many guys got caught up right there on that and, I mean, tore their race car up, man. So at the end of the day, if they do decide to race there next year, they got to come up with something, either put it in a permanent curbing there or, just take it out and let it be up into the driver's hands if they cut that corner sharp and wash out onto the track or what they do, man. But something's got to give there. So, like I said, drop the ball there on that, but part of it. Now, another person, the most, who's not right now, has got to be Chase Elliott's pit crew, man. Team as a whole. You fail inspection there. Got to come all the way from the back, man. You come up, got to lose track position again, come all the way back up there at Watkins Glen and get a great finish. Put yourself in prime position again this week at Indianapolis. Race all the way up to second. The caution falls the exact way you need the caution to fall, man. Gain 2 seconds back, 2+ seconds back on Kyle Larson, man. Come in, get tires. You drop the jack, man. You drop the jack and has to start back in the field again. You got a couple wrecks. A lot of cars went out, allowed them to come back, finish inside the top 5 there again. Dude, that's 2 wins. I feel like as a fan, he was easily going to get Larson. I'm telling you, man. Larson might have the better track position and might be getting out there on him a little bit, but Chase Elliott is the better road course racer. And when the equipment is that close, sometimes that driver matters. Last 2 weeks, I definitely feel like had it played out right, had he not had to gain all the track position back at the Glen, would have won. Had he not had the pit road penalty here and the team dropping the ball, well, let me rephrase that, dropping the jack on him, probably would have won this one as well. So that's 2 wins easily I'll look at he could have had coming right here into the playoffs. All I'm telling you right now is this guy's going to win a race coming up very soon. Running too good not to. Mark my words. Pit crew, tighten it up, because I got a feeling if you don't and we get into these playoffs and the first time, let's say an Alex Bowman or God forbid a William Byron or a Kyle Larson goes out of these playoffs, if you're not tight, high and tight, your pit crew is going to be replaced by one of these other pit crews. I promise you that, man. So if you want to stay with the championship team and you want to be on it, because he's going to win this championship. Elliott's going to win the championship, man, not Kyle Larson. It's going to be Chase Elliott, I'm telling you right now. Got to get the pit crew right, brother. Got to get it right. Moving right into the Indy recap. That was a wild road course race, man. I don't know if everybody watched all of it. I didn't get to watch all of it. I turned it on. I was at work, had to kind of look up, watch a little bit, work for 20, 30 minutes, kind of catch a break, look up for a minute. I got to watch the end of stage 2 and the last stage, and I tell you what, it was a wild road course, man. It is very fast. I love starting out on that front straightaway and coming into that hairpin turn in 1, causes chaos. Passing zones are great. Only thing I did not like is the fact the curbing dictated a lot of that race right there in that 1 turn, man. I mean, it was wild at the end. A lot of wrecks, a lot of restarts. We saw people just really not caring at all, driving it in there, washing up, getting people out of the way. Loved it in that aspect. But, man, we got to get back to the Brickyard, man. Got to have that Brickyard 400 back. That is a historic, prestigious NASCAR race we got to get back. But other than that, it was a pretty good road course race. I thought it was better than Road of the Americas, and I thought it was better than the Circuits of the Americas, man. So both those races, if it comes down to picking in between those 2 and Indy, I'll take the Indy again. Just don't schedule it during the Brickyard 400, man. Tyler Reddick, as I said earlier, both stage 1 and stage 2 racked up a lot of stage points, bumped himself up to 15th, gained that spot ahead of Kevin Harvick, put him down there, separated him and a teammate. So now it's possible both these guys could make the playoffs, man. But wanted to make sure I gave him a big shout out. Didn't quite get the finish that he probably deserved. Kind of got caught up there again on that curving, had some late race trouble. But I tell you what, coming into Michigan, might want to watch out for this guy as well. Guy's got a tendency to run a high line. If he can get the car wound up and bring a good piece of equipment with that Hendrick motor over there at RCR, I tell you what, going to be a fast race car right there, man. So, the most drama that's very interesting. Drama 2 weeks in a row, man. We had the Larson and Bell drama there at Watkins Glen, and him, you know, Christopher Bell crying like the baby, young man that he is, crying. And anyways, all that drama. And now we go back into, now we got Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe drama, man. NASCAR's reviewing the scanner. I didn't take the time to listen to what it said. Didn't really matter to me, but it was pretty clear, man, that kind of took Hamlin out of the zone, took him out of the way, but then kind of cost himself as well, man, and set it up for Allmendinger to come in and get the win. Now, what I did love is Denny Hamlin walked straight over there after the race and confronted him about it. I love they had a conversation. I love that Chase Briscoe kind of stuck up for himself right there, not getting pushed around. At the end of the day, I think it's something for him to learn from. I think it's something that he needs to kind of take in and kind of look at again. And sometimes, man, you know, there's going to be opportunities there. Maybe wait a little bit later on that final lap and at least put yourself in position when you do it to go on to take the win. But I tell you what, man, at least he stood up for himself. Tony Stewart said the same thing. I'm just proud you stood up for yourself, man. So that's some big words of encouragement coming from Smoke there for his driver. But man, that could have been a good finish there, Chase Briscoe, man. You got to remember that always as well, brother. There again, AJ Allmendinger wins the inaugural race on that Indy road course, man. The wily road course veteran, man, goes out and gets it done, dude. I tell you what, that was a big win for him and a big win for that organization, man. Never count that guy out anytime we go to a road course. Like I said, not running a full schedule in Cup, running a very, very limited schedule, and goes out and gets a win on it, man. So that paid dividends for that cost on that team this year, guaranteed. I've always liked AJ Allmendinger, man. A lot of folks, I don't know how many people are watching that keep up with the sport. This guy was slated to drive that 22 car for Roger Penske before Joey Logano, man. Got in some trouble for, I don't know if you want to call it a performance-enhancing drug, but let's just call it a banned substance from NASCAR. Workout supplement that he was taking made him test positive for an amphetamine, which it's known to do certain things, whatever. Might have not been on the list of NASCAR's, you know, banned substances, but at the end of the day, he did it. He paid his dues, but it really cost him a really good ride, and he never quite got to rebound back from that and that good of equipment. But I tell you what, if there's anybody ever looking for a fill-in driver for anybody, I think this guy definitely needs to get a shot. And I wouldn't even mind seeing this guy, travel over here in the future to a couple organizations that are coming up with openings. You know, we got the Brad Keselowski going over in the 6th, but I don't say Chris Buescher, his thing is, safe there forever. And you might see Kurt Busch, or you might see a guy like AJ Allmendinger slide over. And hey, who's not to say Roush doesn't open up a third team, man? One time they had 5, so maybe you'll see, Allmendinger slide in over there somewhere else. So, like I said, I think it's a good option if he can just put it together, be the consistency that you see in the Xfinity Series, and the excellent driving skills that he has on the road courses, man. If we're running 7 a year, that gives you 7 opportunities to get a race win with AJ Allmendinger. So keep that in mind as well, man. But big win for the Allmendinger, man. Big shout out. Great race, brother. There again, so many contenders got taken out by the faulty curbing there. You know, not only that, put us under red flag a couple times. Finally, they just removed it, pulled it out of the way. Probably should have done that Saturday, like I said, but they didn't. Held the race up right there. Got to get it together, man. Costed a lot of guys contention for a win there, man. So got to see what it is. But with that being said, man, got to give a shout out to the guys that got good runs out of all the guys that got caught up in the trouble by the curb. I mean, you got Eric Jones, you had Ryan Newman, Justin Haley, and Austin Cindric all get top 10 finishes right there, man. So big paydays there again for some smaller teams. And, hey, man, you never know. Right place, right time. Magic happens, man. You can get a win or a great finish like this. That's why I say road courses, restrictor plates, and racetracks we've never raced on, those are wild cards, man. Anybody can go get it done. So that's going to wrap it up there on that recap, man. Hey, want to give a big shout out to my main sponsor here for Rubbin and Grubbin right here at Coach's Corner Sports Network, Mr. Parker Eccles himself, Arborman Tree Service. As I say all the time, locally owned, locally operated, man. Great guy, been a best buddy of mine since, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years old, man. I tell you what, like I said, all the time, no job too big, too small. Give Parker a call, man. Hurricane season, this is about the time it really starts heating up. We had a couple tropical storm depressions come close. we got a couple out there forming up. October's been a wild month. We've even seen it last into November here in the last couple of years. So I tell you what, man, always keep in mind that. Have them come out, man, take a look at some trees you got in the yard. If they need to get trimmed up, stump grinding, tree removal, man, it doesn't matter what it is. Give Parker a call, man. Have him come out and take a look. He'd be glad to give you an estimate. Tell him you heard about it right here on Rubbin and Grubbin. I don't know what it'll do for you, man, but I tell you what, at the end of the day, great man, supports everything we do here at Coaches. Big shout out to you, brother. I'm going to give you a call about the Atlanta race in July, man. I got some news on that, and get these motorhome spots lined up, brother. I'm going to give you a holler. So with that being said, moving right into Michigan, man. Woo, Michigan. Where do we even start, man? Big, fast, horse package and aerodynamics are going to pay dividends, man. These teams are going to bring their best cars aero-wise to this track to keep them wound up to see what they can do here at Michigan, man. Big, wide, multi-groove, man. Guys absolutely fly around Michigan, man. You see a lot of good racing, a lot of good passing. You do see it get strung out here and there, but I tell you what, at the end of the day, restarts, clean air is going to be king more than anything this week. Tire management, we'll see how that plays off. But I tell you what, excited to get there, man. As I said earlier, moving right into the home of Ford, man. You know, Michigan, the track Ford built. So, man, you got a lot of teams out there hungry for wins. Penske's been quiet as of late. Stewart-Haas been a little quiet as of late. We'll see what Ford brings, but if I'm betting right now, I'm taking a Chevrolet for sure. Chevy, Toyota, minimal. But I'm telling you right now, it's going to be an interesting race, man. Kyle Larson starting from the pole, as I said. My main man, Chase Elliott, is starting right there beside him. So you got two Hendrick Motorsports right there making up the front row. Going to be hard to catch those guys in the early stages. We'll see what they do on pit road. Hopefully they get it cleaned up. We'll see what happens to them. But look for those two Chevrolets right there to stay out front for quite some time here coming up Sunday, man. Top five, man, I tell you what, I alluded to it earlier, still the king of the hill right now. Kyle Larson's got to be number one on the list, just going out and dominating everything. Candyman Kyle Busch, I got him number two on the list, man. I think he had a really good run going there at the road course, got caught up in some bad luck. Tell you what, Michigan's been good to him. If they can bring a good piece of equipment, keep the tires and the car underneath them, the man can wheel it any time to go win. So look out for the Candyman there at Michigan as well. Hey, Chase Elliott, not too shabby at Michigan. If you go back and look at career stats, had a lot of good runs, a couple bad ones, but I tell you what, 9 cars been coming on as of late, as I've alluded to, passing a lot of cars on the track, just not having the full team effort there to get it put together as a whole. Look for it this week there at Michigan. 19 to Martin Truex Jr. There again, another JGR Toyota. I think it's got some high horsepower, man. Definitely probably going to bring the thunder. 5, I threw a Ford in there just because it is a Ford track, and I look at for Joey Logano to have a really good run, man. I think out of all the, Penske Fords out there, he's been the best one out of it all year long. I don't know what's happened to the two. He's absolutely fallen off the face of the earth, seems like, since they made the announcement. But I don't know if they're just testing new things for the other two. I don't know what's going on. But I can tell you, I'm sure they still want to win a championship, and nothing more would do the thing to do that. So at the end of the day, man, get it ready for that. Dark horses right here. 21 of Matt Benedetto. You can guarantee that man's going to have a really good run, get some things rolling, getting it going together. Hey, and the 42 of Ross Chastain, man, guy's been on fire. I look at the 42 at Ganassi. He's always been good with Larson behind the wheel. They're going to take some things they learned over those years and put it right back into them running it again. I tell you what, the guy's wild. The guy's not scared to press the accelerator, man. If he can stay out of trouble, I think he's really going to have a really good run there at Michigan as well. Taking it right into the Grubbin part. Got a treat right here tonight for the Grubbin. I tell you what, another little hidden gem right here at Coaches. We got those Hector Macho Camacho tacos, man. Boom, fully loaded right here. Got the works. We got salsa, jalapeno, sour cream. We got chips. We got beef. We got chili. Man, we got everything. I cannot wait to get into a little bit of this here in just a bit, man. Like I say all the time, bring the family out, man. Get some good eats. Great service right here at Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia, man. Always got to come check it out. And hey, if you're at it, stop by on the Wednesday. Come check us out right here, Rubbin and Grubbin, live every Wednesday, 6 o'clock, man.
How the nachos?
Hey, I don't know yet. I'm going to get into those in just a little bit, man. No time for that right now, brother. Hey, man, big shout out to everybody staying tuned in for the show tonight. Thank you guys so much for your support, not only for me, but everything we do here at Coaches. Coach Carl DeMasi not going to make it tonight. He got back to full duties with the student-teacher conferences and parent conferences and all the stuff that he's got going on educational-wise. So that's it, man. Hey, I prefer the show, but hey, man, you know, he's got to do what he's got to do. Coach Carl's coming back, but hey, Saturday morning, Coach Carl DeMasi, Sports Report. Got to make sure you tune in, support that. Big shout out to Hot Grits Podcast, Travis and Spencer, keeping you up to date with all the crazy stuff they do. I got one of the herbs in here right now. We got to get them linked up, man. Getting ready back for some more golf tournament. At least get them to call in, do a little Sunday morning show or something, man. I got to get them up to do something. Yo, we got Sean Herbs actually going to come up and talk right now.
Just wanted to say hey to you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
I love
Thanks,
this guy.
man.
Awesome job, man.
Oh, yeah.
I
Thank you, brother.
Every event we got coming up, man. Boy, Hanlon almost won last week, didn't he? I quit watching it after that big caution or whatever it was.
That's right.
I heard he didn't win.
No, ain't never till it's over. He got taken out,
what
brother.
Happened?
Got taken out. He got taken out, brother.
Man, it was crazy, though. It's all right, though.
It happens, man.
I'm going to eat a nacho.
Go for it. Help
yet.
yourself. No, man. Help yourself.
I mean, you got to tell them what Coaches has got for you.
Hey, man. They know. I showed, man.
It's going to be real nasty to watch me eat something, but it's all good. That's why I came up here in the first place.
That's right. He probably saw it on the show. He was going, oh, nachos? Yeah, I'm going.
Unbelievable. I don't know why he ain't been eating them the whole show.
I got to wait till I get off, man, because once you pop, you can't stop, man. It's like Pringles, man. I mean,
once you pop, you can't stop.
It,
this is why I love this guy right here. We might be outside throwing the rain game tonight. We might need to video
no,
this.
Not tonight. I got some obligations set for tomorrow. I got a busy day tomorrow. Yeah, man. So
I love you, brother.
Ring toss. Hey, I love
great
you
job,
too,
man. Brandon's fucking awesome. Y'all, I mean, this show is unbelievable. Always bringing it in. Always keeps up with the current events.
That's it, man.
I love watching him, man. The guy's got it going on.
Yeah, we got it, man.
It's just you and yourself up here,
That's it, man.
Stick him on a cake. Swear to God. Nachos are awesome. Come over here and get some.
That's right.
I love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
Dude.
We'll catch up.
We will.
All right, man. So, hey, big shout out to all the shows and everybody here again. Like I say always, big shout out to John and Dale Henderson. Without them, this isn't possible for me. A lot of the events we do here at Coaches would never be possible without them, man. So make sure when you're here, if you see one of them, make sure you tell them how thankful you are for everything they do here at Coaches, putting on the great shows, down to the great service and the great food, everything they do for the first responders, everything that they do, period, for this community. Make sure you let them know you love them and thankful for them, man. But, hey, everybody out there right now, be safe, man. This stuff is running rampant again. Make sure you tell your loved ones you love them. Hey, if you're got a compromised immune system, man, go ahead and stay away if you can. Stay out of the public eye, man. This stuff is running rampant. Schools everywhere right now. The numbers doing what they're doing and what we're experiencing in schools. Hey, man, come out and get this stuff done, whether it be that or another one, man. We got to get vaccinated. Got to get this taken care of. Try to get this figured out and knocked out, man. Got to get this back under control, man, so we can continue doing the things that we've been doing for a good part of this year. I don't want to go back to doing the stuff we did last year. So, hey, man, I'm telling you right now, you guys do whatever you got to do. Stay safe, mask up, man, and, hey, I'm going to bring it back next week. I don't have it this week, but I'll bring it back next week. Make sure you guys stay safe, mask up, tell everybody you love them. Boom, there it is. I got it this week. Wash your hands, y'all. Stay safe. Love you guys, man. All right.